Welcome to the Dog Chug. Roger and Ross, how's it going tonight?
It's going.
Wonderful.
You know what's going great. Ross, go ahead.
Didn't sink as
Well,
ever.
I got the Joe Thomas 73 Kolsch, of course.
Cheers.
He had an awesome
Nice.
Hall of Fame ceremony. If you didn't watch his speech, make sure you look it up. He shouted out every single person that was involved in his Browns career. Had a good few minutes about just the Berea staff alone, nothing to do with the coaches, just shouting out the organization for, all the regular people that helped him out every day. So shout out to Joe Thomas one last time. You can always drink to him.
Hell yeah. I'll drink to you, Joe. And thank you so much for shouting out the Dog Chug. That was really kind of you. Amazing you would mention us. Such a great moment of your life.
Well,
We
it
really
was,
appreciate it.
it was the dog chug float at the parade that really caught his eye.
Oh,
I'm no work. I took tomorrow off work because I found out who our guest was, and I took tomorrow off work for that.
we're going to get drunk Roger tonight.
Big.
Yeah, but that's not the truth. The truth, actually, I got a doctor's. If I got a hearing, I get my hearing aids tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, they're not going to help whatsoever with the show. I'm sure there'll be a technical difficulty that'll prevent them from helping me, but I'll have them next week.
I'm kind of worried the Dog Chug won't be as funny anymore.
Yeah, it'll be a new show. The thought of him actually hearing what we're saying, it's going to make it so much better. I'm excited. And if not, we can always have him turn off the hearing aids during the Dog Chug. So Roger's going to get drunk. Ross, when do you think, at what point in the show do you think he'll fall asleep?
Well, he's getting drunk on purpose, so
Yeah.
30 minutes.
30
Man.
minutes.
Hey, look, at the gas station, I was standing there. There was a long line, and I got a buzz ball. This is going down tonight.
That's not a 40 ounce. What are you doing?
I don't know what it is, but
Bring two of those on Friday when we watch the Browns take on the Washington Commanders, and I will chug one of those with you.
all right, I'll bring two of them. You got it.
All right. Well, I think we should bring on our featured guest.
Absolutely.
People are here to see him, not us. So, coming back for his 18th appearance on the Dog Chug, Nick Karns.
Hi,
Nick,
Welcome to the
Back,
Dog
baby.
Chug.
I missed you guys. I did. It's been a sad life without the Dog Chug. And so suddenly I'm making my work schedule work for me. And here I am. It's an honor. I just got to see two of you fine folks on this screen. And Roger, I get to see you on Friday. So
On
what a
Friday.
beautiful thing that is.
Yes.
yeah, I can't wait.
And I want to point out that we did a little wheel spin last year, and Nick landed on he gets to be the Dog Chug bartender. So we're going to go ahead and allow him to be that tonight. So the rules are, Nick, anytime you want to make us drink for any reason, you're the man. You get to do it, and we have to listen to you.
That's right.
I love that.
That's
Okay.
a lifetime. That's a lifetime appointment, right? Bartender when he's on here.
Ooh, a lifetime appointment. I'm honored today. I'll do it for a day. That's great.
All right.
Well, if it wasn't for Nick Karns, no one would know what the Dog Chug is. So
Well, I don't know.
you can
about
do whatever you want.
Hey, somebody started a timer on us. Who was that?
Enoch Dog. He
Oh,
said
okay.
he wants
30-minute
someone to
timer
sleep.
started.
Hey, bartender, maybe you should make him drink a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. So I think Ross has the fine 73 Kolsch. Ross, I'd love to cheers to that. Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, it's so smooth and drinkable. I feel like I could drink 10,000 of these straight.
I'm not a big Kolsch man usually, but that is a damn good Kolsch.
Well, speaking of that, Andy, what are you drinking?
Natterday.
Oh,
Well, cheers to that there, friendo.
Yeah.
I drink like
Last-
a 15.
Certainly not least. Roger, what you got?
I got a hazy. Insane Wanderer, hazy. Something I saw, grabbed my eye in the beer cooler. 7.9, I think this one is.
Well, there
from
you
Columbus Brewing.
So,
I'll cheers
think
to
so.
that, Roger, and let's have a drink, shall we?
all right.
Wow, taking his
Salute.
bartender duties serious. So anytime you like something that we say, you can make us drink. You don't like something we say, you get to make up the rules here. You can
That's in Columbus.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get the show going. We're going to jump right into it. We like to entertain our fans and get them up to speed on what's going on in the Cleveland sports world. So here is the Dog Jug update.
All right. The special election in Ohio for Issue 1, aiming to increase the number of votes it takes to pass a state amendment to 60%, failed. Furious Republicans had an emergency meeting to find out ways to help their agendas pass more easily in future elections. Their solution was to have more at stake in the Battle of Ohio between the Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns. The loser of Week 1 will have their city removed from Ohio and move to Michigan or Kentucky. In the words of Governor Mike DeWine, this will get one of those goddamn libtard cities out of our elections.
All right. The Cleveland Browns made a splash this evening, announcing the signing of veteran defensive tackle Shelby Harris. I can almost remember a year ago today, everybody was making fun of Mac DeBuffalo for whining about the lack of talent at the position, and they told him we'd be fine with a bunch of Jags. And now these same people are acting like the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. Next year, instead of a jacket or a stupid hat for the season ticket holders, can the Browns start giving out Advans?
The Hall of Fame game featuring the Cleveland Browns was one of the highest rated Hall of Fame games in recent memory, having over 6 million viewers, which was more viewers than the NBA championships, the NHL championships, and the MLB championships, and nearly beat the last time Nick Karns graced us with the dog chug, proving once and for all Cleveland Browns fans love watching crappy football.
Hey, let's have a show cheers to that, shall we?
Cheers.
Drink
Cheers.
to that.
Okay. Jadeveon Clowney visited the Ravens yesterday and is expected to sign a contract. And this would make one more addition to the Baltimore Clowns as they get another overpriced, washed-up Cleveland veteran. Their locker room is going to have more complaining and whining than when the We Like Sports Show podcast kicks Ed off his 4th podcast.
All right. Yesterday, it was revealed in yesterday's Netflix documentary, Untold Johnny Football, that Ray Farmer called Manziel's agent to complain the Cleveland quarterback hadn't logged into a single minute on his iPad to study the Browns playbook. Can you imagine investing such a high draft pick into a guy that the entire football world is fired up over, and from like day one, you know he's a complete bust, but there's nothing you can do about it except close your eyes and hope it works out. You know what? To be honest, that's almost exactly what I felt tonight. When we started this show, I heard Nick Karns was going to be on. Andy hadn't written a damn thing yet.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was at camp today, saw a few Johnny Manziel jerseys. To this day, people are rocking that too.
Wow. Johnny Football.
Probably a bunch of alcoholics. All they do is drink beer.
All right.
Well,
Kevin Stefanski announced that the majority of Brown starters would play this Friday against the Washington Commanders, including Deshaun Watson. Why would they risk subjecting a guy that's getting hundreds of millions of dollars to injury? It's simple, Kevin responded. For 2 years now, I've coached well below average, and I'm still working these stupid 16-hour days. If I want to get those final 2 years to golf on Uncle Jimmy, I need to kick it up a notch. I'm playing Deshaun with the D squad line, and I can't wait to see what that nerd Nick Karns tweets out after QB1 tears his ACL and the season is over before mid-August.
I'm going to drink to that.
I am gonna drink to forget about that.
All right. Browns fans, Browns have hit the injury bug lately with Alex Wright and Isaiah Thomas having arthroscopic knee surgery, and both are going to miss significant time, along with an injury to Dalen Thomas. Fans are starting to panic from these headlines that the injuries are getting a little out of control, despite the fact that 90% of Browns fans have never heard of Alex Wright or Isaiah Thomas, and Dalen Thomas is a fake name that doesn't even play for the Browns, but you morons nodded when I named him. Boy.
Ooh,
I thought it, and I just went along with it. I was like, okay.
Never. All right, now we got Rogers' top 10.
You know what? I didn't. I didn't want to do a top 10. I didn't do a top 10. This is unofficial. These are the top 10 reasons I'm not doing a top 10 this week.
Wow.
So I am not doing a top 10. This is not a top 10. All right, number 10 is Ross told me that nobody knows who the hell David Letterman is, and I just BuzzFeed. Said I'm BuzzFeed. Number 9, I couldn't come up with 10 different ways to say Tim Anderson is a punk. Number 8, I've been following Chuck and the Guardians, and I'm just too goddamn depressed to be funny. Number 7.
There's a lot of tires that seem to keep being shredded. I'm just saying.
Number 7. I was going to cover the Dorian Thompson-Robinson debut as a Cleveland Brown, but the entire first touchdown drive in the first series was ruined by Chris Collinsworth interviewing Aaron Rodgers, gargling his junk through the entire thing. Number 6. Gargling his junk. Number 6. Sean Payton ruined my top 10 signs that Nathaniel Hackett did one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. Number 5. I was too busy sending dog chug dick pics to new followers who requested news from our female contributors. Did you hear that? We had some guys requesting news from some of our female contributors.
That's
yeah. So I sent them some BBCs from the dog chug. Number 4. I'm actually serving an administrative suspension from 216 for being a no-show at the annual training camp get-together on Monday
cheers
night.
to that.
So I'm officially on suspension. I'll drink
You
to
owe
that.
a drink for that there, Roger.
I'll drink to that.
It's one way to make up for it.
Number 3 is Nick Karns gets too nervous when he's a guest and I do top 10s. So that's why I didn't do one this week. Number 2, I was entrenched in battling Ohio's National Socialists who wanted to vote yes on issue 1 yesterday. And the number 1 reason I'm not doing a top 10 this week, because Sir Yacht has been churning out the same top 10 jokes with 10 different top 10 worst titles every other day. And the bit's getting worn out.
Wow.
So that's why I didn't do top 10 this week.
Right. Well done, Roger.
Love it.
That was fun. So,
The bit's been used, I think. It's over.
so that the last dog chug up? No, last.
Probably not. I don't feel like doing anything else, and I can do one of those. I did that in an hour this afternoon. So
I'm going to say that the top 10 isn't going to end. I have an idea that we might implement next week.
all right.
I'll tell
We
you
know
what.
what we're doing. I got an idea. We're doing a prank call this year. We're going to do a prank call, and I already got it kind of lined up. I haven't done one in quite a while, but Dog Chug prank call is coming. It'll be the first time on Network 216 that we have a
We
prank
should
call.
try to get season tickets.
I feel like Roger prank calls are wildly underrated, and we're going to get the word out.
It's going to be a good one. I got
Can you
plans.
tease us a little bit with the idea?
Help him a little bit with
Premise?
that.
What's the premise?
Hmm.
Do you have a thought? Or
That's a good question. I'm going to think about it through the show, and I'm going to come back to you at the end.
I'm asking Roger if he has an idea for his prank.
I do, and you know what I do, and now so you got everybody's doing top this, top that number, top 10 list. I want to see him do a prank call like I do it. I'm up in it. Sir Yacht wants to do top 10s. I want to see him do a prank call like I get him off. See if
How
he can
about
do that.
you go back to
It's a challenge.
what did you do? The police blotter?
The police blotter. Yeah, we could do a police.
No, all right. Well, anyway,
All right.
Nick, how are you doing? It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
How's everything going in Nick Karns' life?
Pretty good, actually. Like I said, I was at camp today, and the offense has been looking sharp. And on top of that, we did not get drenched, which I was surprised. In fact, Andy, Jacob, and I sat out in the pouring rain for our last Browns camp on Monday, and that was an experience. I'll tell you what. I felt so today was a good day. I think the red zone offense continues to look good. I was honestly surprised that Deshaun is going to play on Friday. I didn't think he was going to play him. And no, good. We right before this, we celebrated. I'm drinking the heaviest Browns Kool-Aid about Shelby Harris, and I will not be told no. And now I'm here, and it's a great day to be a bartender. So I think the 3 members of the Dog Chug should take a drink.
How smooth.
Salute.
That was a great drink there, Andy. Look at you go, champion. Ready to go.
Roger, did I see you put ice in your beer?
I always put ice in my beer.
Excuse me.
I like it ice cold, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, we had a lot of fun on Monday. We got drenched. We went to teams afterwards. Had a blast. Saw a side of Jacob we had never seen before. Holy cow, that man's a maniac.
Ooh, when Andy tells you that the Christmas ale might be a few months plus old, you should listen to him. You definitely should. I'm going to leave it there.
Well, I'm going to go further. You drank the first Christmas ale and confirmed that it wasn't, as fresh as it should be. But then you had like 4 more.
Well, they're Christmas ales. How can I say no?
They had like $3 buckets or whatever. Like
Never.
So many other ways you could have gone. Anyway, that was a blast. We all had fun. We should bring on another person that was at teams.
Sure was.
Sherry, welcome to the Dog
Sherry.
Club. Uh-oh.
Oh, she
you're
muted
muted,
herself.
Sherry.
Sorry, there were dogs,
Hey.
and they were being, they're very vocal.
Yeah. Thanks for muting yourself when you're in the green room and we can't hear you anyway.
Good, yeah, I figured. You don't want to hear me talk to myself. It's okay.
We can't hear you if you're in the green. Okay.
I understand.
How did you have fun at teams with?
So much. Wait, I got to complain about going to training camp first.
Okay.
Not really complain. I got drenched. It was worth it. Made some new friends with little kids, which is like all I want to do in my retirement. And no, I went with another correspondent who you guys might be familiar with.
Yes.
Who could that be?
I think. Why don't you tell what happened? Because this is kind of an amazing thing.
Okay. Who has a loud cat? I'm hearing loud cat. Or a child. Is that you, Ross?
No.
Okay. Okay, let me start at the beginning. Stefanski girl and I went to Browns camp together because we are a dynamic duo of sorts. And we ran into one of our favorite people from Brown's Twitter, Brown Spider. And I didn't tackle him because there was security everywhere. I didn't want to get tased in the rain because, electric and water, and then not a good look.
Nice.
What else? Okay, so we were walking around, and then we got to the place where all the players, when they walk off, kind of over there where they sit their people. So we found like a short person zone where we could see shit. Because
Ooh.
oh no, I'm sorry, Andy, you didn't.
You know what? We'll get him next week, Sherry. Don't worry.
Okay. I need a ticker, Ross. You need to work on that. So
Can't do live. We're doing it live.
somebody needs a pen and paper.
Wait,
Nick.
can you make her
I
chug?
feel like, could there be a dog chug swear jar?
That's what I was thinking
yeah.
of.
Yeah,
We need a
that you
programmer.
guys just add
Yeah.
to as the weeks go on.
It could be a beer mug, like a beer mug, and it fills
Yeah.
up.
Sure.
Yeah.
That,
I love
Instead
that.
of the money going to charity, it goes to Nick Karns' bank account.
well,
Oh.
no, I'll redirect it to the Cleveland Food Bank.
Oh, that's
There
my
you go.
favorite place. You know that. So where was I? Okay, so we're looking at me being myself, and somebody might say I'm having a manic episode, which is total bullshit.
Sherry, you are
You can't-
filling the jar, the mug.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. That was
Yeah. I should choose it.
YouTube. We apologize for this deplorable action that's been going on. We had no idea that she was going to do that. We really need like a 5-second delay so we can, hit the button.
Like the radio.
I have to get the whistle out every time we bring her on.
Oh my goodness.
She got a foul mouth on her.
Well, let's drink to that then.
All right. Okay, we're gonna drink to that. Nice. Not to make this show, go too much like the traditional podcast that we find boring, but you've been to a couple of training camps now. Is there anything you're seeing that's different than what you've seen in the past?
I've seen a lot of bad offense at camp. and I've seen it smoothed over many years in a row with, oh well, the defense is always ahead. Oh, Sherry, you all right, Sherry, we're gonna start the mug, and you're gonna fill the mug, and then you'll feel so much better, right? Because that's your contribution. But anyway, I've seen a ton of bad offense, and this year I do think the reports were accurate, especially in the red zone, that the defense did start out ahead of the offense. But what I have not seen before is the offense progress and get to the point where it kind of takes the momentum back. And so when Andy and I were there, we saw Deshaun go 6 of 8 in the red zone on touchdown passes, which was a stark contrast from how camp started. And then today, he continued that momentum. I couldn't count because they were on the far field, and it was a lot harder to see sometimes. So I would lose track because, but anyway, they were good in the red zone again. And the offense itself, Deshaun did throw a pick, which, I mean, of course, people latched onto that video. But as far as the offense went itself, I think there was a little bit in the air where these guys know that they're playing on Friday. And I would say the offense as a whole looks sharper than it has. And so I guess that's a really long way of just saying that every other year I've been to camp, when they say the defense is ahead of the offense, the defense stays ahead of the offense. Whereas I feel like legitimately through my time in camp, you can see that the offense is gaining on the defense, which is a really nice sign and a really exciting thing to think about because we need this offense, and it should be, right? With the amount of money that they've invested and the amount of money the Browns are near the top of the league, or I believe
this year we're top. We're the top paid offense in the league.
Yeah, we're the top paid offense in the league. You have to shine, right? You put all your money there, all your eggs are in that basket. Offensively, you must be good. And so I'm at least encouraged by that.
All right. Speaking of the offense, gosh, we're going to have our first team offense out there. Jets have already announced they're not going to. We have some amazing, fine folks doing some great work with, sports betting tips out there. Nick and I obviously don't know what we're doing, as evidenced by when we do our picks in season. But do you think like the Browns' first half line this week is probably going to be a slam dunk?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm not.
How many thousands of dollars are you going to put on the Browns' first half money line?
I'm going to bet on the Browns for the game, and because I'm not sure about the first half money line. Did you say so? Is Washington playing their starters? Do we know?
I don't think they are.
Because if they were,
they know their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I said
When are they playing their starting defenders is really what's important.
That's true, but it would be really fun to see Jacoby Brissett versus Deshaun Watson go, just a couple series back and forth. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. I see this is their first game. So
hey, I'm rooting for Jacoby Brissett now.
Oh, I'm going to bet. I'll tell you this. I don't care what the line is. If I'm assuming the Browns are going to be the favorite because Deshaun was announced to play. I don't know. Preseason betting's weird. I'm going to bet on the Browns for the game. The first half money line, a little shaky. But once we get to the Dorian Thompson-Robinson show, grab your popcorn. We're going to win. That's what we're going to do.
Nice. I love it. I'm going to, Sherry, bringing you back on.
Sherry.
Really well done. You posted a comment. I'm not crying at all. There was no curse words in there. I'm really proud of you.
Great job.
But now we want to see if you can follow it up. Can you say like something profound that doesn't have any curse words in it?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
Get her out of here.
Thank you, Sherry.
He's honest. You got to follow him out. But
To be
he's
fair, probably not, I think, is a profound statement, and there were no curse words uttered. So props to you, Sherry. We love you. All right, Nick, it seems like it's been a little bit since you've made anyone drink, and we are on the dog choke. So
That's, you know what? So here's what I was going to say. The Browns are 3-point favorites against the Washington Commanders, to which I think I'm going to take the money line. So we're going to drink. We're going to drink to betting on the Browns. That's what we're going to do. You know why? Because the Browns last week paid for Andy and I's beer because we were victorious.
we were victorious.
Absolutely.
All right, there goes my savings account. So I'll blame Nick Karns.
Yeah.
This is
I
not.
lose
I am not
all
a
my
professional.
saving. Okay, sounds
You
good.
said it. He's betting it on the integrity of you as a man. So if you fail him, he does get to come after you and basically Jose Ramirez you, Tim Anderson.
I am a professional homer. Does that count?
Yes. All right. We're going to move it along to Spit Sip Chug. I think Roger did fall asleep, and we're not quite 30 minutes in, so we're going to wake him up with some Spit Sip Chug. Roger?
Yes.
I am going to let you sip today.
Ooh, you're going to let me sit.
But it should be the buzz ball, Roger.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good point.
You got to crack the buzz ball.
I'm just going to point out to Nick, we have a
Buzz ball if
problem.
he does a chug.
Yeah, we have a problem with Roger not, he sips too often. So if you get irritated by his sipping, you can make him chug.
Yeah, we're going to order Roger more drinks than he ever gets. This is going to be the greatest game
Oh.
of Spit, Sip, Chug that there ever was because Roger's drinking no matter what he chooses.
All right. Well,
MC
then I
Lauren
got to go.
saying a prayer for Sherry. Thank you, MC. Now, if you could say something nasty about Stefanski, we would appreciate it.
Wow.
All right, here we go. We're going to start off statement number 1 in Spit, Sip, Chug. Everyone knows how this works. If you agree, you're going to chug. If you disagree, you're going to spit. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're going to sip. And if you sip, I bet Nick Karns is going to punish you. So try not to sip too often.
It might not be a great episode to
All
sip.
right.
All right, here we go. Roger, we're starting with you. Pressure's
All
on. Shelby Harris at $5.25 million will make a big impact for the Browns this season and prove another positive signing for Andrew Berry.
Man, I'm going to sip.
Oh, Roger.
Nick, is he
Same
actually
thing.
going to sip or is
How
he going
about, how
to?
about an extra drink or two there, Roger? How about an extra drink or two? I feel like you could finish that glass. I do. I feel like you got it. Look at you go. A machine. You had it in you. I knew you could.
All right. You know what? Andrew Berry actually is pretty good at signing people. Right. What I question with him is right now there's 3 or 4 guys in camp that were draft picks that, you know what? I was talking to MC Lawrence today and talking about Jed Wills and what he's in his 4th year. If you don't know what you got by his 4th year, you know what you got. You know what I mean? So Andrew Berry with the signings, he actually really good with free agent signings. So I'm sipping on it. You made me chug. I'm a half in the bag almost already. So
Good for you, Roger.
MC Lawrence says he obviously wants Watson to go down the field efficiently and score, but if he throws an interception, Brown's Twitter will be fun too. And I agree with that. I would love to see what
If
Nick
by
Karns.
fun you mean miserable,
Well, I just like to see you try and tweet the positive when it's really.
I don't think there'll be any spinning that one.
All right, Nick, how would you go with this one? Are you chugging? Are you sipping?
I am going to chug.
Homer.
Homer, indeed. I'm going to chug, and I'm going to tell you why. Last year, my favorite stat about Shelby Harris is that last year Shelby Harris had 44 tackles. Do you know what that would rank for a Browns defensive tackle from 2022?
I do know this one. It would.
I do. I saw a tweet about it.
Number one.
Pimping out your own tweets.
Some guy tweeted about it today.
Some guy did tweet about it, and I tweeted about it like a week ago when they met with him too. But anyway,
Sorry for acknowledging that I saw you tweet that and I didn't like it.
No.
Didn't Elfman tweet about it first?
no, there's no obligations to like anything, despite what. Anyway, Shelby Harris is. I mean, he's going to start for the Browns, but I think in your pecking order, you would probably put Delvin Tomlinson ahead of Shelby. And so when you do that, and you're still saying DT2 had more tackles than any guy you had on the roster last year, that is a significant upgrade and a massive improvement, especially when Jordan Elliott plays in the Hall of Fame game and doesn't look particularly good because the All-22 is out. You can go back and look at it. It's not ideal. That I feel like should have been a sign that, and kudos to Andrew Berry. He recognized that you could not platoon defensive tackle like he did last year and actually spent on the position. He learned from his mistake. Love that from him. Really excited about Shelby Harris.
I think it was intentional. I don't think he spent on DTs intentionally, but same thing.
So Enoch Dog says, no matter what happens, Brownsford will be fun. Those who are always unhappy will find something to complain about if they win. And it is so true. This fan base loves to complain. You got to come on the Dog Chug.
Yeah, where you coming on?
The worst day I ever had on Twitter was after the Browns beat the Detroit Lions, and Baker Mayfield refused to talk to the media. But that was in a win. You would never know it was in a win.
Yeah,
They'll always find a way.
They were a bad team. They were not fun to watch.
No.
I didn't like that team at all. I didn't like them. The person had just blew.
But we're past that.
All right, Ross.
Oh, I'm going to chug on this one.
Let's go, Ross.
Yeah,
I think I've said this a million times on Dog Chug. It's like there was a stat last year that like our defensive tackles last year were just so terrible. They were like of the the PFF graded eligible players like playing a minimum number of snaps. Like all of our 3 or 4 defensive tackles are like bottom of the league. Like not just average. Like we didn't even have one average one. They were all just like complete crap. But now you're telling me that we got Shelby Harris and he's very likely going to be a starter. It's not like we just got a guy now that's going to be like, oh, he's depth. He could actually end up being part of that core 4 of Myles Garrett, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jordan Elliott, and Za'Darius. And that's like an incredible upgrade. Like this has been the best D-line. This will be the best D-line that Myles Garrett has ever had. So even if he's just average, the idea of Myles Garrett just like having a free-for-all against an offensive line for the first time in his career is like probably more exciting than the idea of Shelby Harris like making plays and tackles. It's going to be all about Myles Garrett winning Defensive Player of the Year. And that's going to be because of the talent next to him. But it's just going to be awesome that he has all that talent next to him. Or like, heck, even if his defensive tackles are average, that's all that matters. He just never had great ones.
Ross, are you telling me that the Atlanta Falcons won't be able to run the ball with their third string and practice squad running back and not throw at all? Throw 7 passes and win?
We'll see. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, maybe we just make a few tackles at the line instead of like 10 yards down the field.
Okay, I'll take it.
Nice. So for me, we basically have 2 defensive tackles on this roster before this signing happened. It's Tomlinson and Ika, who's a rookie, and we don't even know what he's going to be. Both of those guys probably are going to play 50% of the snaps, or like pretty close to 50%. So that equals out to basically having 1 defensive tackle. We absolutely need more help than that. So I'm ecstatic we made this signing. I know you're going to see some of our defensive ends play inside, but that's not going to be enough to patch the hole that this team had before they signed Shelby Harris, who is very productive. Very excited for this signing. I think for the price, it made sense, and glad they got it done. So, chug it.
I declare this the Browns Kool-Aid, and I declare we drink it.
All right. Although Roger sipped, so I mean, 3 of us were drinking the Kool-Aid.
I tried.
All right, we're going to move on to statement number 2. Knocking out Tim Anderson has cemented that Jose Ramirez is a top 3 Indian/Guardian of all time for like our age, essentially. Not obviously if you're older. For like Rogers' age, let's say Rogers' age, in the 90s and 80s and above.
What do you think, Roger?
Well, you got.
I'll go first again.
No, you got to start, Carnsy.
Oh, I start.
Yeah,
right.
Nick. Come on.
My fault.
We rotate.
I'm gonna chug.
All right.
I was thinking about my order, and I don't have a good one. I think Kenny Lofton goes number 1 for me. I'm not sure. Anyway. Jose has been the model of consistency. He took a hometown discount. He continues to just I'm really frustrated with the Guardians because I feel like Jose has continued to play out of his mind and is directly in his prime, and this team has fallen so short of expectations this year. But regardless of that, even when the Guardians were getting beaten down 5-0, Jose Ramirez stood up for himself and for the team, and I love that fire out of him. He's a top 3 Guardian.
All right. Ross.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to chug on this.
Ooh.
Especially for our generation. Like the big thing is like his tenure. He's already got like what? I mean, I know he had a couple seasons where he didn't play the whole season. Like he made his debut and then when he was a rookie, played like 90 or 100 games. But if you include like that, I guess it's like 9 years. But playing 8 or 9 years for the Guardians, that's a really long time. Plus, we just signed him again. I mean, even all those great 90s players didn't play 8 or more years for us. I mean, if you're talking tenure with one team or Indians, Guardians, whatever it is, he's already in the conversation just for the tenure and the fact that he's consistently good. He's never had a bad year. And even in his worst years with lower batting averages or less home runs, he still plays awesome defense and he's there for his team. So he's already in a really good spot to be like, I guess I'm projecting that he'll be in top 3 is why I chugged. I mean, right now he's probably top 10, but he will be top 3 just for the fact of his tenure.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the guy he came out of nowhere. He's been so unbelievable. There's just something about him. He just plays with passion or something that just bleeds through it, gets you excited to watch him. I don't even know. I still don't understand what he was so upset about, or Tim Anderson was so upset about. But I mean, that was such a cool moment. Even though, it's not. He's not going to stand for what was going on. And man, he just knocked that punk right out. It was so cool. I love Jose Ramirez and Josh Naylor, both of them. But I will say Jose. There's so many good Indians that we have gotten to root for. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. But
yeah,
I think he's firmly, the fact that he signed with us for probably a lot less money than he could have earned, and he's just been exceptional since that day. Like he didn't falter when he got his big money contract. I don't know. I love the guy. I can't wait to root for him for multiple more seasons. So I'm gonna guess I'm gonna project that he will be a top 3 guy. But Roger, you are the Guardians expert, so you know the answer here.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
Over the years, I've had a lot of favorite Cleveland Indians, Guardians players. I mean, I remember reading a sports page from the Cleveland Press before we delivered it on our route, and read about Rick Manning and Buddy Bell, and then one of my all-time favorite, I love Travis Fryman, is one of my all-time favorite Cleveland Indians of all time. The Bulldog, Oral Hershiser, goes without saying. But when you talk about a ball player that just, who else from his you go back to the 95 era, you can name, there's a handful of guys, Lofton, Tomey, Bell, Baerga, and you can't pick one out of that generation, out of that era. You go back to the Buddy Bell, Mike Hargrove, Rick Manning, it's Rick Manning usually out of that. Who else out of this era other than Jose Ramirez defines the Cleveland? He took a discount. Look at it. He could be making $250 million somewhere in LA, in New York. And he took a discount because Cleveland was his home. It's where he brought his family. If you ever watched the Sports Time Ohio, about a biography about him, how he came up and almost, nobody recognized. He is my all-time, and I've seen a lot of Cleveland Indians Guardians. He's I'm chugging the buzzball.
Let's
and
go.
Then I'm going to shotgun. I'm going to shotgun the beer because it's the only baseball spit. I'm looking at brown. I'm chugging.
Wow, look at this.
Roger means
this is
business.
happening. We thought he was going to go to bed in 30 minutes.
No, sir.
He's
actually doing it.
Roger's in rare form.
That's
I say
9.5%
we drink
right
to
there.
Roger.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
clean. Look at that. That was clean.
Whoa. All right,
Oh
he's
my God.
definitely gonna
Let's
get
go.
that in 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. You're
We drink to Roger.
Hey,
Man.
Karns. Karns.
What's up?
This is my work uniform for 216. If these stains don't come out, is 216 going to replace this
Oh,
homage
absolutely.
work uniform?
Well, you know what? I
That's
respect
a beautiful homage shirt you
the
got
hard
there.
work. I do, and that was a masterful performance. That Roger, wow. That's why we got to drink. We drink to Roger.
All right.
We drink to Roger.
Here, man.
Hey, what homage shirt? I got the homage classic Browns.
I got the homage elf. I hope I didn't ruin it with all the beer.
Oh, look, all rocking it. Oh, the NFL Blitz Nick Chubb. You can't beat that.
I love
Hey,
it.
this thing's pretty sweet. I love this one, man. The elf.
Paramjot asks, how long do we keep supporting this dumpster fire in the guards? The owners don't care about winning. Roger, you just chugged amazingly. How would you answer this question?
Ooh.
Was that Andy? Did I meet your approval with that chug? I haven't done a chug in a
I
long,
love
long
it.
time.
You should have filmed that and put it on Twitter. You get like 3 followers. Did you see the question though that was asked of you?
No, what was it?
All right. How long do we keep supporting this dumpster fire in the guards? The owners don't care about winning. What would you say to that?
Oh, well, number one, the owners are going to be gone another year and a half. The Dolans will be off riding away in the sunset with their money. I'm going to support them no matter if it's I'm going to always support them. Indians, Guardian. I lived through the 70s. John Lowenstein and Dwayne Kuiper were our middle field infielders. I can take anything. If I had Lowenstein and Kuiper as my shortstop second baseman,
Yeah,
I can handle anything.
All right, I guess the question, the point I would want you to be making is, even though we're not having a very good season, I think the future is very, very bright. I feel very positive about where they're going. We're just kind of having a disappointing year, which that happens.
You know what? So Roger, I, and Jacob didn't get to do the guard life this year, so it's really cool that we're talking a little baseball.
This week, you mean?
Sorry, this. Yeah. I just want to point out that the Dolans did go out and spend money. I mean, Josh Bell's hitting home runs. He's just hitting them for Tampa Bay right now. Right? Like, he hit 2 today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he hit 2.
Another 2. Sure.
But he hit 2. He hit 2 in a National League park, and when he was with the Guardians, his best hitting was in National League parks. It's just the way I looked it up.
You know what?
He had his best games in National League parks, and today he hit 2 in Cincinnati.
So sometimes Roger says some baseball stuff, and I just think it's mumbo jumbo. I'm just like, why does the league matter of what baseball park he's hitting in? And then Roger's just right. So
they like the backdrop. Hitters like the backdrop. There's certain backdrops that they just like to hit it.
Backdrop. Baseball is such what a nonsense sport. I just
tune in to Nick Karns talking baseball on the guard life.
Yeah, living the guard life. We have
Guard
a lot of
chug,
fun talking
what is it
baseball.
called?
Admittedly,
You've never watched us?
No, I definitely have not watched you. No.
It's not the guard chug.
It could be the guard chug. This could be the guard chug.
Hey,
And by the way, oh shoot.
we'll
So-
catch you next week.
Herm got saying they always talk about the future was it got us. Yeah, I get that, but like legitimately, there's so much.
We were an inning
talent.
away from winning the World Series.
The window is wide open. Is opening wider. The next couple seasons we go. I don't know.
I think
Maybe it won't work
extra
out.
innings in Game 7 of a World Series means that you did something right.
Yeah.
I don't think ownership was at fault for losing an extra innings in Game 7.
Yeah, man, the whole dialogue of that is BS. Look at the Mets. Look at the Yankees. Look at the Dodgers. I mean, they're spending $200 million. And the Yankees, they're done. The Yankees are done. Boston's done. And look at the Mets. They're already sold everything.
Hey, and guess what?
That's not going to win. It's different, man. Baseball,
What's true
you're
for
not
every pro sports league is in all the major sports leagues, there's at least 30 teams. If every single team, if it was perfect parity in every single league, you would win one championship every 30 years.
Yep.
It's
know what?
really freaking hard to win a championship. It would be nice to make the playoffs more, or win in the playoffs more.
Right, man. And then, like, all of a
It's just
sudden,
really,
everybody wants a championship
You know what,
every year.
Roger? Baseball's hard.
Baseball is hard, man.
Baseball
Hey,
is
you
hard.
know what? I'm going to give you an honest answer why you should continue to support the Cleveland Guardians, even if you think they're a dumpster fire, because Gavin Williams and Bibby, through those two kids, I don't care who's playing shortstop, who's playing center field. If you have 3 or 4 good pitchers, that's what you need to win in baseball is pitching. And we have 2 excellent. They're both are future aces. I don't know what they're going to do, but we got a 1-2 punch that's going to take us through 24, 25, and 26, no problem.
Yeah, I think a lot of the pessimistic fans across the Cleveland sports scene, they live by Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last. So if you're like second or eighth and you're having a good team and having fun, no, you can't have fun unless you're winning at all. Yeah, right.
That's
you can
the
enjoy,
thing.
You can enjoy victory. We have the only thing we have as Browns fans, since 1999 is awesome
you know
regular
what? Nobody
season
enjoys
games.
the
We
ride
cling
no
on
more.
to those.
Nobody enjoys the ride no more. Everybody's got to be at the championship game, and you missed the ride. You missed the week-to-week ride and the ups and downs. And that's what the Cardiac Kids season was. Jesus, they were like every game they were losing every week. And it's like they pull the game out of their ass, and man, they wouldn't survive today. Everybody'd be nitpicking Bryant's, it'd be awful.
All right.
Go ahead, man.
We got to move things along. There was some good Guards talk.
Let's drink to Guardians being successful. They will be.
They will. They absolutely, definitely will be.
Hell yeah. All right. And now you're firing us all up. Yeah. Did you see the Johnny Doc? I did. And yeah, it made me angry.
I have not.
Okay. Did we get through yeah, we did. Okay. So we're going on to statement number 3. Ross, we're going to start with you. The Browns are smart to be playing their starters and including Deshaun Watson this Friday.
Wow.
What's the point? What are you going to prove? That he's good? You just paid him a bunch of money because he's good. So I don't understand the reason for it. I mean, the only reason you would do it is this is the only game he's going to start, and it's the furthest away from the regular season. So if he gets like a minor injury, he can recover for a couple weeks. But there's no reason. It's just not worth the risk. You know what? Risk yourself week 1. You have a long season, and you're going to be risking yourself throughout the whole entire season. So I'm knocking on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but just stay healthy.
All right. I appreciate that answer. I'm going to go a different direction. Don't play scared. My gosh, we have so many new pieces on this offense. I want them all to gel. I want to find out what's working, what's not working. Just go out there, and they're not going to be playing against a first-team defense. They can call very safe plays. It's going to be fine. Hopefully they'll go score a touchdown. It'll make Deshaun feel good. I think 90% of his issues recently have been more mental than physical. I mean, obviously the guy's young and incredibly talented, so I want to get through that mental hurdle as much as we can. So go ahead and give him a touchdown drive. Hopefully that happens. I'm all for it. I'm chugging.
I'm chugging.
Wow. 2 chugs.
Get out there. You know what? I want to see everybody in sync. I want to see him take command of the football team, be the leader, have everybody on the same page, have everybody doing their job, and that's what he's getting paid to do. That's what I want to see. I want to see. I don't want to see false starts. I don't want to see sloppy football. I want to see him in control of the football team, of the offense. Defense, I expect defense just to be flying all over the place. They can get as many penalties as they want for, defense, Chip Schwartz. I'm not worried about that side of the ball, to be honest with you. I just want to see Deshaun Watson take control of. I don't want to see the same old Browns, but I don't want to see when he gets out there.
All right, Nick. Whoa.
I am chugging. I am chugging on the starters playing. Yes, I would love it. Can we have a show drink? A little show drink? We're getting deep into it right now, and I feel like a show drink is in order.
Ross, I didn't see you drinking there.
Oh,
Thank you, Ross. I'm chugging because I remember what it was like when you would go year to year without tackling anybody, and so like the first practice that you go to, you like it was a new experience again. And I feel like these guys don't like today. I was at camp and they weren't in pads. I just feel like there's not a whole lot of hitting as compared to where there used to be in football, and 2023 is too important. I don't want to knock the rust off 3 games in, or have some snafu that could have been easily prevented if you had given guys live game action. And I understand the risk that you could get guys hurt. The Browns are already getting guys hurt, and so that's the nature of football. I just don't think that the Browns absolutely have to hit the ground running. Your bye week is week 5, and I'd like to think that Jimmy Haslam is going to be patient and not make any knee-jerk moves. But let's play worst-case scenario. There's a chance that Kevin Stefanski gets fired by that week 5 bye. I want to do everything I can to avoid that scenario, so we need to hit the ground running. And so you do that by playing your starters, by giving them some of that experience. I'm all for it.
Nice. I'm drinking to that. Good answer.
he brought the pom poms out. I'm ready.
That was well done. All right. We're going to move on to segment number 4. This is going to start. We're going to go to Roger on this one. We're going to start with you.
Ooh.
The Browns are wrong for not bringing in competition for Cade York.
I'm chugging on it. He's the kicker. Get your ass out there, kick the ball, put it through the uprights. That's the only thing we're asking you to do. We're not asking you to hit nobody. We're not asking you to tackle nobody. Even the rules are more in your favor. He's a 4th-round pick. I think they should have brought in competition, lit a fire under his ass, and I think they're wrong. I have no faith in them. That's the biggest concern I have with the Browns this year is the kicking game. And I think to be an elite football team you got to have a solid field goal kicker.
All right. Nick. He also chugs.
Oh boy.
I can't tell you how many of the greatest quarterback-led team in the New England Patriots football games came down to field goals. Tom Brady's one of the greatest players to ever play in the NFL, and Adam Vinatieri had to win them so many games.
Yes.
I'm terrified of the kicking situation right now. Cade York is making them in camp. He made them today. I get that. He hit a 57.
You can kick a field goal at camp, Nick.
But I can't. But Cade York looked terrified, and thus I am terrified when he got to real game action. So I think it is in your best interest. Kicking is such an underrated part of football,
right?
And I just can't. I get that you're trying to preserve the guy's confidence. I get you're trying to send a message that you believe in him and that you want Cade York to be your long-term kicker. But I don't think you can. Let's play hypothetically. If you lose to the Bengals by 2 points in the opening week on say a missed field goal,
and shanked the field goal in the second quarter,
what will that feel like? What will that feel like? No. The difference between having a kicker and not is incredible. I don't care what anybody says. They should be bringing in competition for Cade York.
All right. Ross.
I was on the fence, but after hearing a nice Nick Karns rally cry, I'm going to chug. And he was going to make me chug anyway if I disagreed. So.
All right.
Let's go, Ross.
Because at the end of the day, I think that, like, obviously Cade York has the talent. He has the leg. But, like, what does it cost to bring in competition? It costs you, like, no money. It's not like you're bringing in, like, a free agent in any other position. Like, it's literally the cheapest position to pay to be like, hey, can you come to our camp and just, like, motivate
Sure.
our kicker?
Yeah.
It's like the least financial
Let's go.
investment you have to make. There is nothing you have to do to bring in a kicker. Like, they could say Cade York, they can know in the back of their mind that he had the job and still brought in a kicker just to make him think. Because obviously it's all in his head. He has the talent. So just mess with his head more by bringing in someone for $10 an hour or whatever it costs
Right.
for a training camp kicker.
Yep.
It's really not that hard.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to go a different way, and I hope I don't get made chug. Hopefully I have a good argument here. But essentially, this is why you don't really draft kickers, because it's such a hard position to come in, and I don't know, like the whole team disrespects you. No one is nice to you. You come in and, you miss a kick. I don't know. Everyone is just indifferent to you all of a sudden. It's a very lonely position. My neighbor is actually a punter. And in talking to him, he has sort of confirmed that it is kind of crazy to be in an NFL locker room when you're part of the special teams unit, which is not to make excuses. I just don't want to take a kicker that has no proven production outside of college. I want to bring in a free agent that like has proven he can do the job.
Right.
At the
An
level.
NFL professional kicker.
But we didn't do that. We drafted a kicker pretty high in the 4th round.
Right. Right. Fourth
He's
round.
here. He's got the talent. I don't want to like F up his head even more by bringing in competition. I want to give him every chance to work through, you see so many kickers that come into the league. They have some scrambles and then they get it together and they become awesome, usually with a second team. I do not want to watch Cade York be awesome for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the next 15 years. That would really piss me off. So I want to give him the best chance to succeed, which at this point, let's bring him in for game 2 and maybe the Carolina game, he hit like a 58-yard field goal to win that game. That was like the biggest moment in the universe. He did it. He's got the talent. Can we please just give him a chance and take the pressure off a little bit? A horrible situation. He missed one kick. He's been booming him preseason. He gets in the big stage and he fails. Which, by the way, there was like no wind. It was the easiest situation ever. But he messed it up, and he deserves, I guess, criticism. But whatever. I want to give him a chance. I want to see if he can come back. If he can't, then you could bring in whomever else you want to bring in. Because at the end of the day, anyone that's like a free agent is obviously not a very proven commodity anyway. So there's really no difference if we pick up a kicker week 2 or if we pick up the best kicker here. And a lot of kickers are going to get cut after cut down day or whatever. So if they really think this guy's scrambled, bring him in then.
Andy, to your point, I believe Zane Gonzalez and Austin Seibert have both been productive kickers after their time in Cleveland, which is unbelievably frustrating.
You know what? If I wake up in January and Monday morning and I wish we had Billy fucking Cundiff fucking kicking for us.
There we go.
Roger, swear jar.
Oh, there it is. We're filling the mug, baby.
I think you might have scrambled that enough that the AI might not have even detected it, but I detected it. We'll see.
I said freaking. Didn't I say freaking?
Absolutely.
I did. But you know what I mean? If it's
Sherry, do you feel vindicated now?
Nick Karns.
Hey.
Woo!
Hey,
I bailed you out.
Thank you, Roger.
You're welcome.
Sherry, I'm not shy about it. I'm not shy about it. I will always find a way to get it. Well, Sometimes the Browns make it particularly challenging, but I'll do my best to get excited about them one way or the other.
All right, we're gonna move on to our final statement on Spit Sip Chug. Nick, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
This is Nick Karns. I would pass up $1 million if it meant the Browns would win the Super Bowl this year.
You already know my answer because ESPN Cleveland tweeted, "Yep, I see you laughing. You already know." And people were roasting me. Now listen. Okay, hold on.
That's a chug.
Okay, that's Chuck. Because I would pass up on $1 million if the Browns would win the Super Bowl. And it's twofold. Okay, number one, very, very self-centeredly, I am a content creator to begin with. So if the Browns go on a Super Bowl run, that's great for me and for my dreams of making this my full-time career. But let's throw that out the window. Let's completely throw that out the window. I'm getting no monetary gain from the Browns winning the Super Bowl. Do you know how good I'll feel every day donning my Cleveland Browns Super Bowl gear? I'll have a shirt for every day of the week. I'll have a hat. I'll have a beanie. I'll have a hoodie. I'll have pants. I'll have socks that remind you that the Cleveland Browns are Super Bowl champions. I will have full flags. We'll have stickers. We'll have posters. Everything. Ross the Sock Boss, Super Bowl championship sock man. That's him right there. I'll have socks. Everything. I don't care. I'll get a paint job. I'll get a tattoo. I'll hang banners, posters,
teardrop,
whole thing every day. You'll know that the Cleveland Browns were Super Bowl champions. I'll have an automated tweet set to send at all points, 7 p.m. on the dot. Maybe 12 hours later, 7 a.m. You'll know every day. Do you know the joy that would give me in my heart? I don't know, but I do.
That's a wrestling promo right there.
Oh, cow. Can someone clip that and throw it out in the interweb? Okay, so you obviously chugged there.
I don't need $1 million. I need a Browns Super Bowl.
Okay. Ross.
Oh, I'm spitting. We're only talking 1 year. I'm not getting $1 million and the Browns don't win it for the rest of my life, right?
Sure.
It's just for 1 year. So I'm going to take the $1 million. I'm going to invest it. I'm going to be wealthier. I'm going to be happier. I can support my family. And then I just pray for the fact that the Browns figure it out at some point, because I've gone my whole life without them winning a Super Bowl, and I'm still rooting for the damn team. So what is the Super Bowl going to do for us? Make us care about our team more?
Remind
Not
you
really.
every day that
I'm not used to them winning anyway. And I'm still dumb enough to have season tickets.
And think about how smart you'd feel if the Browns won a Super Bowl and you
know
said
what?
you were a season ticket holder.
This is like a genie situation. Like if you had 3 wishes and you wished for the Browns to win a Super Bowl, wouldn't that be like cheating? You didn't earn that.
Cheating?
Nothing is given. Everything is earned. Remember the Cavs?
No,
this is cheating. This is like a wish with a genie.
Are you kidding?
You're saying like, oh, I gave them $1 million so they could win the Super Bowl. But did you really earn it? No, it's because I made a wish. I made a deal with the devil. They won it. It wasn't earned. It wasn't earned. It was earned from some stupid situation on the dog chug. And now we can't really enjoy it anymore.
The Cavs had the greatest basketball player in existence, and they got 1 title from it.
That's where I had my whole thing with like, God hates Cleveland, but God couldn't even make us not win a championship.
No, listen, I don't care how it happens. I don't care what you have to do. You have to get a Super Bowl. You have to guarantee it. You have to carve it in stone and blood, because otherwise you will not get it. You will not. And you no, whatever way.
Everything is given. Nothing is giving. Everything is given. Unless it is given.
Exactly. There you go. Logic.
Wow. Holy cow. Clip all of that. That was amazing. For me on this one, oh my God. Listen, first of all, let's just deal with the obvious. If I passed up like $10,000 for the Browns to win the Super Bowl, my wife would literally knock me out harder than Jose Ramirez. I would be on the ground bleeding, and it would be horrible. Right. There's no way I could pass up money just for my stupid team to win. She would not be appreciative of that. $1 million is a lot of money. And Ross pointed this out. I've been watching this team religiously. My wedding ring is orange and brown on the inside. It's not a coincidence. I love this team, but been doing this my whole life, and they never won, and I've done that for free. I can go with one more season. So I'm spitting.
This is sacrilege.
This is ridiculous that you would pass up $1 million to guarantee. And by the way, Ross is so right. Like, how boring would it be if you just knew that the Browns were automatically going to win the Super Bowl? Like, there's not even like the worry that they're gonna lose. Like, that would
Think
like,
of the
literally
bliss
be
you
like
would feel.
that would be like watching a game on TiVo or DVR or whatever. Like the next day that you knew they were going to win. Like it just takes all the joy out of it.
So you and your $1 million, you're going to be like, well, the Browns are going to lose today, but at least I got this dollar. Like, you're still going to be sitting there on Sunday, and instead you're going to know that they're going to lose.
Yeah,
Just
for 1
because
year. Just 1 year. That's it.
1 year. And just because they're going to lose, they're not going to make the Super Bowl doesn't mean they're not going to win a game. They still get to have excitement during that game. Whatever. I'm spitting. If anyone wants to pay me $1 million so the Browns don't win this year, I'll take it. Roger.
I am ashamed. I'm ashamed of these two up here.
If somebody came to me and said, "We'll give you $1 million tax free if the Browns don't win a Super Bowl for the next 10 years," I'm going to buy a loge. I'm getting a loge at the Guardians. I'm getting season tickets for the Guardians baseball. And then I'm going to Arizona, and I'm going to make sure that I'm down there for spring training, and I'm celebrating some baseball. You know what, though? You know what? I'm going to tell you.
This is shameful.
I've been around Browns football through all of it, and you can't put a price tag. You can't put a price tag on the feeling when the Cleveland Browns win a football game in the playoffs. You can't put a price tag on winning a double overtime against the Jets, and you can't put a price tag on it, man.
Exactly.
You want to talk about financial futures for your family and blah, blah, blah. I would never do that to my kids over a childish game of football where people are making millions of dollars. But the feeling you get and the euphoria that comes with the Cleveland Browns, people today and the generations of these young kids that are on Twitter and these young people, they can't even comprehend what it means for Cleveland to have a winning football team. A lot of them weren't even born. When it happens, it's going to be just undescribable. There's not going to be words for it. We're not going to be fighting on Twitter anymore about a bunch of BS. When the Cleveland Browns are winning football games, the entire city feels it. There's a pulse that runs through the entire city, and you feel it. The Cleveland Browns fandom isn't. It's not fandom. It's a way of life for us. And when we win, you can't put a price tag on it. Not $1 million, not $2 million, not $100 million. You can't put a price tag on it.
You can't put a price tag on it, but you're taking $1 million?
Yeah, because I got kids. If you had kids, you take $1 million.
To be fair, I am the only one without kids here. However, to all of you financial nerds here, I would like to introduce memory dividends to you and their value. The memories that you would have from that year would be the highlights and the triumphs and the peaks of everything that you talked about when it comes to Browns fandom forever.
I think losing builds character.
Those,
I think after 86, yeah. I think it built character. I think you'd be a better fan if you weren't spoiled with championships.
30 years strong, building all that character up. I bet you feel great.
Look at New England fans right now. All those championships, where are the New England fans? You don't even hear from them, Nick. They don't even exist. Nobody gives a crap. But when you come to a Browns team that hasn't won a championship in 1964, we're diehards until the end.
Yeah, Roger's right. It's not about winning.
Right.
Do you know
It's
what
not
I
about
would
winning.
give? Do you
Why
know what I
you
would
wanna-
give just so that people could not
Hey, Nick.
say no
Nick,
Super
I'd
Bowls,
take 10 grand
no
right
rings, no champion, nothing? Do you know what I would
You
give?
said 1 year. This is all it is.
now. Nick,
I'm
I'd take
ashamed.
25 grand. I'd take 25 grand and you're a free
you
beer
are-
right
you
now.
are-
Okay?
This is an abomination.
All right.
It should
Hey,
be struck from the record.
all right. Let's
for
get
all
it
time.
together.
We
Let's
gotta
get
get
it
it
going.
going.
That is Spit Sip Chug. And now we're going to move it along. We're going to bring on our favorite guy.
You got to get it in. It's already.
This is
Sherry. Welcome back to
Sherry.
the podcast.
Sherry, I am
Uh-oh.
ashamed.
Hey, Karns.
I'm ashamed.
Okay.
Sherry,
It's hurt.
if,
He's
Sherry,
shaking.
please tell me, please, Sherry,
Oh my
tell me that you would take a Super Bowl over $1 million.
Well, are we gonna play a little game or what?
Well, why don't you answer his question, Sherry, and then we'll play our game.
$1 million over
I
the
need a
Super
hero.
Bowl?
I'm like in that scene. Of,
I'm not gonna take $1 million
Sometimes in life it's good to want, Nick.
because it's boring. I
to
want all of Cleveland to have neurochemistry issues because the Browns win
I
the
love you,
Super
Sherry.
Bowl.
You know,
That's what I want.
all right,
That's
Nick, you just gave a very impassioned speech about why you want the Browns to win and why you would turn down $1 million. And what we like to do in the Dog Chug is we like to find out where people's lines are. So we're going to play a little game here.
Why is it all wrong? That was scary.
it was all Ross.
All wrong. What I touch?
We're going to play a little game. Sherry, you're going to judge Nick's answers. You can DM me, text me, whatever, what you think he's going to answer. And then based on matches, that'll be Nick's score. And by the way, if you get enough points, you will be eligible to win an Homage shirt that you can't win because you're part of the Homage network. So
I can live with that. We'll give it away.
we'll give it away. That's exactly well if you win. So basically, I'm going to test where your line is based on what you'd be willing to surrender for the Browns to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the question. Sherry, send me in whatever way you want what you think he's going to answer, yes or no. And then if your answers match, you get a point. So you're really depending on Sherry here, her knowledge of you.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay, so you've already said you would take you would turn down $1 million
I would.
for the Browns to win Super Bowl, but would you turn down $50 million, having a lifetime of financial security and never having to work, and being able to give out so many Nick Chubb jerseys, your followers will jump to six figures, but it means the Browns not winning Super Bowl that year. You're guaranteeing they won't win.
So I allow Sherry time to answer, right?
Yes.
Sherry, you let me know.
You're good.
Oh, I'm turning it down. I don't need $50 million, Andy. I like my life just fine as it is. I'll go to work. That's cool. Give me a Browns Super Bowl, and I'll get to wear my Super Bowl gear every day at work, and I'll get to remind everyone. It'll be wonderful. I don't need it. Life is fine. You know what would make my life better, Andy? You know what? Not a dollar. Not however many millions of dollars. A Super Bowl shirt. If I could wear a Super Bowl shirt, that would make my life better.
All right. MC Lauren says that I'm already rich and will still screw over the rest of us and take money.
Congratulations
Honestly,
on all your success.
I would not take the $1 million. We all agreed we would spit on that one to get Nick all inflamed, make this bit a little funnier. I'm turning the $1 million down. I just want to point that out. I think Nick and Roger and Russ would as well. They fought me on that one.
Hey, I would sell Nick Karns for 10 grand if I think I can
Good
get
for
it.
you.
All right, so Nick, you have turned down $50 million. However, would you turn down an offer. Jimmy Haslam agrees to sell you the Cleveland Browns for $1. So you get to be the owner. You get to run the organization as you see fit. You get to know everything that's going on with the Cleveland Browns, but it means they're not going to win the Super Bowl that year. Sure. I have an answer.
Good.
I have an answer.
Okay. No, I don't need to own the Browns. I just need the Browns to win. Who's to say that I could run the Browns to be successful? I'm certainly not.
I think we could do better than Jimmy Haslam, right?
Maybe.
His wife is a socialist party, right?
What? I never claimed to be smart. I never claimed to know any of this. But if they could win the Super Bowl, I'd sure be happy.
All right. Well done. Sherry, what did you answer on that one?
I knew he was going to go with the Browns winning the Super Bowl.
Look, okay, I got to say this real quick. So, last year for 2022, the Browns came out, so they introduced the charging elf, right? Fans vote on it. That's great. So, the Cleveland Browns training camp 2022 gear has the charging elf on it, which is great. It's a great way to introduce the new logo. You get people like a yearly training camp gear. Everybody's happy. So today I went to the big team shop at training camp. And so apparently the Browns just decided that they were going to do 2022 gear, and that was just going to end, right? You introduced a new dog. You have this new logo. Why not continue the tradition and let people that, like I saw a little kid today, and he had a sign that me and my parents traveled all the way from Minnesota to come to my first Browns training camp. And it's like people come from way away to do this. I think they would love yearly training camp gear. The Browns dropped the ball. What are we doing? This would be great. Put the dog on it. Put Cleveland Browns training camp 2023, and they have the dog. And then I'll have 2022 with the charging elf, 2023 with the dog. It'd be great. What are we doing? Sorry.
No, I love the pet. Love it.
Fired up. He's fired up tonight.
You are fired
I
up.
like it.
We got Nick Karns after dark.
Yeah. Woo.
Woo-hoo.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Wait till you make some clips of this.
So far, Sherry and you have matched 2 for 2. But the questions might get a little harder, so we need to put on our caps here.
Mitch.
Okay. The Cleveland Browns will win the Super Bowl, but for this to happen, you're part of Network 2 and 6, a great group of guys that you really helped bring together and do amazing things for Cleveland sports. So they'll win the Super Bowl, but for this to happen, you have to somehow declare that Network 2 and 6 is toxic, so that the network gets canceled from social media. All the hardworking podcasts lose all their viewers permanently, including the Dog Chug, and all your pals that have worked so hard lose their dreams, their followers, and become depressed.
And become depressed? You're going to add depressed?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they had dreams, Nick. They were going to grow this thing. They were going to build something amazing, and you single-handedly made them all look like they're toxic.
That damn Nick Karns.
Would you ensure the Browns win the Super Bowl?
One Super Bowl. You're selling your soul, Nick Karns.
And they damn Network 2 and 6.
I think it's his dream.
Dog Chug.
You good, Sherry?
She said she gave me an answer.
This is one of those answers where, see, like when it was me who had to make the sacrifice, I was okay with it. But I don't think I'm okay with sacrificing others to get a Browns Super Bowl. That would feel like blood money. That would feel bloody to me. And I can't do that. I can't put their consciences the consciences. They can't put their well-beings in my hands. No. So no. I'm just gonna keep doing the same Browns.
You're turning down the fandom for all other Cleveland Browns.
You're rich.
Wow.
Because I could live with it myself, but not with other people. That's not fair.
You know how good it would be for the city of Cleveland if we win the Super Bowl? You're just saying, F it.
We got dreams, baby. We got dreams to live about.
Jerry, what did you answer on that one?
I I forgot that Nick, like myself, is a serial empath. So I went with the Homer version, and I disagreed.
That's kind of, I know, Nick, that's where we differ. Is like if it meant a Super Bowl and it didn't affect me, but affect other people, I don't give a shit.
Well,
It's like,
Oh,
All they gotta do is
Where-
repeat,
How'd you
man.
we're filling up
Oh.
the nights. We are filling up the mug. I want an official dog chug mug, and we'll fill it with dollar bills.
Nerds,
So
nerds out there.
you're saying
Programs.
that one
I don't think that's like that.
2-1.
I can't believe that.
We got 10 questions here, 2-1 so far. This is a similar question. Let's see how you do on this one. To guarantee the Browns win the Super Bowl, all you have to do is push a button. But pushing that button will make one of your random Browns Twitter followers drop dead. And the family will fundraise to pay for the funeral expenses and hardships. And you'll actually, every time you get on Twitter, you'll see like all that going on and remind you that you were the one that had them drop dead because you wanted the Browns to win the Super Bowl that bad. Would you push the button or would you not push the button? And Sherry, go ahead and.
I'm sending. Calm down.
Still waiting on Sherry's text. Well, I guess you sent it. So I got it. Okay.
Okay. No, absolutely not. We can't. Like I said, same thing applies. Blood money. I am not sacrificing others for the Browns to win a Super Bowl. I would probably go through some personal hardships, but that's where the line is.
All
What
right.
if it's one of those like
Nick.
Bitcoin spam bots?
Wow,
Well,
Nick.
that's a
Chances
person.
it's
That's a
it's
robot.
fake account.
Sherry, you matched it with him on that one. So that's you're 3 for 1. And let's move on. Okay. The Browns win the Super Bowl, but for the remainder of your life, you'll never be allowed to have an alcoholic beverage, edible, or any other drug above sugar and caffeine for the remainder of your entire life. And you're pretty young. Sherry?
One moment.
And did you send it?
Yes.
You're good because I'll
Okay.
see it. Let's make sure.
I guess I'm going to well, it's not rehab because I'm not rehabbing, but I don't know what abstaining from all beverages and drugs is.
Sobriety.
Sobriety, yes. There it is. I'm going to sobriety. And you know
Good
what?
word.
Sobriety would be pretty cool if the Cleveland Browns won the Super Bowl. So that sounds like a good time to me. And yeah, you know what? Alcohol makes me feel terrible the next day anyway. Why would I continue doing this?
All right.
So that's hey.
You just matched with Sherry. She said you would give up all the fun, and you did.
It's
But
over.
you're all, just so you know, you're not only passing up the fun. You're also passing up hanging out with me because I'm not hanging out with some sober dork.
Some teetotaler. That's
Very
no
important.
fun.
I'll be watching the Browns game and be really excited about it.
All right. This is a tough one. I don't know. This is interesting because you said I'm not going to do anything against other people.
Sure.
This one's only against you.
Okay.
All right. The Browns win the Super Bowl. But for this to happen, you need to spend an entire night in bed with another dude where you have to make out, you have to give, oral until completion, and you have to get banged in the egg. And in return, you guarantee that you're going to be at that Browns Super Bowl parade.
Has Dog Chung gotten too far?
Look at the struggle on his face.
I do have an answer.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Okay, so this answer is twofold. Number one, so the first answer is no, but the reason the answer is no is because I'm in a 9-year strong relationship, and that woman's the love of my life. So we're not doing that. But the second answer is if I was not a taken man, I'd still be as happy as a clam with a Cleveland Browns Super Bowl. So, but we're in the universe where I am taken. So my answer is no.
Okay. If we can amend the question and just say that, like, that's one of her fantasies that she's in the corner, you know.
You're trying to justify it.
Well, you're trying to get my answer to be yes, Andy. It's not going to be yes. The answer is no.
You're still going to say no. Like, she's begging you. Like, I would love to see this happen.
The answer is no.
All right, fair enough. Wow.
Hey,
You call yourself a Browns
I
fan.
think. Hey, we're
Take
on
$1
late.
million. You take $1 million. It's not even close to the same value.
Hey, Karns, I think you're full of shit. I think you take the money and run
Roger!
all night.
I absolutely
We're
would not.
tied, Roger. We're tied. 2 for.
All right.
I don't need it. You know what? I go to work.
Hey,
I go to work. I do my thing. I would be
He's
what
alive.
would give my life and day more value is a Cleveland Browns Super Bowl, not $1 million.
Okay. Let's go to this one. This is interesting. The Browns win the Super Bowl this upcoming year, but the sacrifice is it guarantees the Cavs, Guardians, and Browns will never make the playoffs for the remainder of your life.
What? Never make the playoffs?
No. Sherry? Did you send Sherry?
Wait, I'm still typing.
I mean, it should be like a yes or no. Okay.
Don't rush me.
Thank you for not being as big of a potty mouth as Roger tonight.
Wait, we're tied. We're tied. Well, he got an F-bomb, right? I didn't do any F-bomb.
you guys let me drink alcohol past.
Okay. I think I have an answer. Okay. I have an answer.
You have an answer? It's Cleveland Browns town. And they give me that Super Bowl. I've seen the Cavs win a title already. I've seen the Guardians in the World Series. Whatever. I want my Super Bowl. I want my Super Bowl, and I'll take it immediately. Thank you. Goodbye.
Right.
Sorry for your playoff woes, Guardians and Cavs. Good night.
You
We're
matched with
clipping
Sherry.
it.
Good job. Sherry, good job.
We're gonna make a clip of it and put it on Twitter.
It's the truth.
Okay.
Cavs already won. So then you're missing out on one. I guess it's tough. It's tough. But like you said, Ross, it's really tough to win a title. It's really tough to win a title in any year. So give me a guarantee.
You know, the Cavs won a championship. Even if the Guardians won 2016, there's nothing to this town that's going to make, you know what, that's going to justify the Browns winning a Super Bowl because we have so many championships. And just because they changed the name of the game for advertisement, the Cleveland Browns get robbed of that prestige and that air of dominance because they changed the name of the same game for more money for marketing.
Are you
And-
reading a Terry Pluto article?
You know, it just I know where Nick, I know where it hurts. And Nick, you know what? I would turn down $1 million for a Browns Super Bowl. How about that?
Hey,
Okay.
hey,
I'll
cheers
pour
to
with
that.
you.
All right. We still have
Cheers
four
to
more
that.
4 more questions. This one's interesting. The Browns win the Super Bowl, but in exchange, you have to spend the rest of your life with Chris Collinsworth's head grafted to your neck. And all he does is he speaks constantly about how much he loves Aaron Rodgers.
All right. But in the meantime, because of Roger's change of heart, I declare a show drink. I declare a show drink
not
for
forget.
Roger
Sure thing.
coming to his senses.
There you go.
Here's to you.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness I come to my senses.
Hey, you go to work every day. You make it happen already. You already do that part. What you don't have is a Super Bowl.
Okay. I have Sherry's answer.
Let's go. There it is. Look at Roger go. It's every bit as great as the pictures make it seem, Roger. All right.
Are you having Chris Collinworth grafted to your neck 24/7 talking about how awesome Aaron Rodgers is for the rest of your life? For the Browns to win the Super Bowl. Sherry has answered. What is your answer?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. That is a significant Chris Collinsworth. Ooh.
What kind of sicko would write something like that?
I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry, Sherry. It's just not something I can
You
do.
guys would share a
Apologize to
jugular.
all Browns fans.
Guys,
Not
like
really-
your jugulars would be throbbing together. It'd be disgusting.
And like, yeah, your quality of life would
Okay,
go
wait.
down so
Okay.
much further.
We're learning
Really?
something.
You're really thinking this through. Wow. Well, that's awesome that we're finding a line. I appreciate that. Sherry did help with a couple of these. You might notice another. Well, let's go on to this one. The Browns, this is similar to the last one, actually, 2 ago. Browns win the Super Bowl, but it kicks off a series of events that guarantees in 10 years, Cleveland has a major economic downturn that results in the city becoming something of a ghost town. 80% of the people flee the
Flea?
they leave, they go. They have to get out because it's not good things are not happening in Cleveland. And both the Guardians and the Cavs are forced to move to cities far, far away.
Ow.
I think basically, Cleveland becomes Youngstown 2.0.
Woof. No offense, Youngstown.
Okay, Sherry did send her answer.
I'm going to say no because without Cleveland, there is no Browns. And I need there to be the continuation of all of our teams and all of our people. And so Cleveland comes first. Cleveland. When you say I root for the Cleveland Browns, you don't say I root for the Browns Cleveland. You say I root for the Cleveland Browns. So I cannot knowingly do that to Cleveland.
You matched with Sherry on that one. She got that one right. You guys are doing awesome.
So you're okay with Nick Chubb not winning a Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't really care. You're not as passionate of a Browns fan as people think. It's cool. All right. Let's go with this one. This one's very gross. I'm pretty sure I might have wrote this one, but let's see. The Browns will win the Super Bowl, but anytime anyone puts salt on your food, whether you put salt on your food or whether you're at a restaurant, someone puts salt on your food, it immediately turns into bunion skin flakes, and you have to eat it. Sherry?
1 second. Okay.
I have her answer.
Okay. So basically what you're asking me is would I give up salted food?
No. Every food you eat will have salt. on
Every
it.
food. Oh, that changes the answer.
You can't get away unless you just only eat inside your house.
No, because so here's the thing. If the Browns won a Super Bowl, I'd need to continue living to enjoy the fact that they won the Super Bowl. So I have to say no, because that would not work. I could not continue functioning and enjoying and soaking in the Cleveland Browns glory.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you did not match with Sherry on that one. She thought you would be all about taking all that bunion skin.
I just oof.
But we're going to go on to the final question. This is an interesting one. I saved this one for last. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
So the Browns will win the Super Bowl. But before the season starts, you have to agree to enter a voluntary 5-year coma. You'll miss the entire ride. You'll miss the after party, the parade, the entire next off season. You'll miss 5 prime years of your life, and most of your Twitter followers will probably abandon you because for 5 years you haven't been tweeting.
That'll be a long time.
Will you give that up so the Browns win the Super Bowl? Sherry? Apparently she has responded. I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Okay, I have it.
Okay. My answer is no. My answer is no, because if the Browns win the Super Bowl, but I don't get to experience that they won the Super Bowl, then what was it worth? The whole idea is that it's an experience and that I'll get to feel it and wear it and show it and the whole thing. So without that, because you said I'd be asleep for the parade and celebration.
Wait,
and
but
without
what if we wheeled him out to the parade in the coma, like in the
Yeah,
bed?
we do have pictures of you in a coma at the parade.
No, because my favorite thing about Browns fandom is the people I share it with, and if I can't celebrate with them, then I can't. No. Well, we'll just be back to normal. That's fine.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I can still share. I can still, even if the Browns are going to lose, I'm still going to hang out with you guys.
Sherry thought you were going to enter the coma.
No coma.
To give all of us the pleasure of winning a Super Bowl, but she didn't realize how selfish you are.
I am. Well, hey, here I am.
All right, and that does it. I think you guys matched 6 times, and you didn't match 4. That's a pretty good score. So we'll see if that's enough to get the homage shirt. So well done. That's the Nick Karns Homer game. How much do you want the Super Bowl? We found out. We found a line.
We did.
He wants it bad. He doesn't want it that bad.
Not that bad.
Either way, I'm going to have fun. I'll tweet the eyeball emojis, the popcorn.
We get it. We'll let you live your life and enjoy it.
This has been one of our longest shows to date. We love when we have Nick on. We go long because we have fun. Does anyone have any final thoughts? Roger, how are you feeling?
He's still awake.
Are we still live?
We might be. And I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to come on. I love that you do this and you have so much fun doing so. I can't wait for the future together, and I really enjoyed this. So as my bartender, which I hope it is a lifetime appointment, but regardless, I'd like to do one last show drink.
All right. I think we're just gonna end it with this last drink. Let's Nick, say something profound about the Browns, or like go Browns, something.
I am confident, regardless of the fact that people say I'm a homer, that this is the most talented Browns team since they returned in 1999. I don't know if that means they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I know that means they have a better chance at it. On that note, thank you to everybody who takes the time to watch us. The most valuable thing you can give us is your time. Go Browns.
Go Browns.